Did you not understand the question, Mrs. Manning? Would a good father convince the woman he claims to love that her son died in childbirth?
You're twisting everything around.
Does a good father fake the death of a day-old infant and then foist him on total strangers in a foreign country?
It's complicated.
Really? Sounds simple to me. You gave birth to a son by the complainant, Todd Manning, who then turned around and foisted him on total strangers in a foreign country. Sounds like a dry run for what he later tried to pull with Tommy McBain.
Who's this trick anyway? I'm not trying to build a pyramid anytime soon.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
You know, this should teach us something we can actually use, like understanding your girl freak 101.
What are you looking at me for?
What, did you and Starr hit a road bump?
We had a little argument.
Oh. Yeah, well, you got it easy, okay? Because at least with Starr, you know what you're arguing about. Langston, she just gets pissed and runs out. I give my left leg to know what was up with her.
Objection! Opposing counsel is badgering the witness.
Dial it down, counselor.
When you learned what Todd did to his own son, and we're talking about the first one, Jack, did you still want him to be a father to your kids? No.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Todd made mistakes, but he...
Mistakes? You've got quite a talent for understatement.
Yeah, and you got quite a talent for being a dick.
Not in my courtroom, Mrs. Manning.
Look, what Todd did was wrong, but he had his reasons.
Pray tell.
Well, first of all, he did not know that Jack was his son.
Reason enough to dump your wife's kid in the third world without a trace.
I'm not saying what he did was right. But when Todd found out, he tried to move heaven and earth to bring his son back.
What happened when Todd brought the baby back? How was he presented to you?
He told me that the baby needed a home and that I should adopt him.
Your own child? That doesn't make any sense.
He didn't tell me that it was my son.
He lied. When did you find out the truth?
Jack came down with an inherited disease. It was the same disease his sister Starr had when she was younger.
So you put two and two together.
Jack's bone marrow donor was the same donor that saved Starr.
Wait, now let me get this straight. Your son had a life-threatening illness, a condition that might have been planned for, perhaps even prevented. Had the complainant been honest with you from the start? Had he never given the infant away in the first place? But instead, Mr. Manning kept up the lie, perpetuated it almost to the end of his own son's life just to punish you.
You're twisting everything around.
Am I? Or did your husband? Ask yourself, Mrs. Manning, is anyone as important to Todd Manning as Todd Manning himself?
If you spent one moment with Jack and Starr, you would realize how much they adore their father. And Todd, his children mean everything to him.
What steps did you take to protect your children after you discovered Todd lied about your son Jack?
I sued for full custody.
What else?
Isn't that enough?
Did you take the two kids to Hawaii?
On a vacation.
You didn't transport them across 6 time zones to prevent Todd from kidnapping them?
I took my children to Hawaii for fun.
Was it fun when Mr. Manning showed up and tried to forcibly remove Starr and Jack from your custody?
Objection. Argumentative, Your Honor.
Counselor?
I'll rephrase. Did Mr. Manning...
He did not.
What? Succeed in absconding with your children? And that was thanks to the intervention of Sam Rappaport and Taya Delgado. Isn't that correct? But during the kidnapping attempt, didn't the would-be getaway vehicle capsize in the middle of the Pacific, almost drowning Ms. Delgado, Mr. Manning, and his hired help? Am I correct in saying that your children might not be alive today had they fallen into your husband's clutches? Do you honestly think that he would have had the foresight to put Starr and Jack in life jackets when he couldn't do the same for Margaret Cochran when she was 8 months pregnant.
Yeah, you know, you can manipulate this story any way you want. But the truth is, Todd loves his children, and he would do anything for them. And we're going to raise our children in a safe, loving home.
By our children, do you mean to include Tommy McBain?
Absolutely.
Well, then I'm doubly concerned. Because that would mean they would have Todd on the one hand, rapist, attempted kidnapper, attempted murderer, and then there's you. Repeat patient at St. Anne's Psychiatric Hospital, and an attempted murderer twice over. Tell us, Mrs. Manning, what will you do if your husband loses custody? Push Marcy McBain out a window like you did to Taya Delgado?
Hey, you lay off my mom! If you want to know what my parents are like, you ask me.
Young lady, I understand your feelings, but unless you're specifically directed to voice them, you're to keep quiet. Understood? I'll allow a 15-minute recess. Use it wisely.
All rise.
What in the world are you doing here, Starr?
I want to testify.
No.
No.
Put me
Absolutely
up there, I can
not.
win.
Did you hear what I just said?
Dad, we are getting our butts kicked, and I can change.
You're not
That
even
is
supposed to
what-
be here.
How many times have I told you that I can handle this? The lawyer is nothing compared to Brittany.
Come on, the stakes are much higher here in court.
I
You
know,
don't
Mom.
understand.
It's win or lose my baby brother. I get that. I want him to come home, too.
She's got a point. We got ambushed. It's not looking good.
Come on. You saw that lawyer. She's out for blood.
Sweetie, if I put you up on that stand, I look like the kind of father she's been describing me as.
She's already made you look like a horrible father. And the only way to change that is for me to go up there and tell them that you're not. Don't be worried about me, okay? I can handle this.
What do you say?
Okay.
I'll inform the court.
You sure about this?
I'm not going home until they have to hear what I say.
Something's up. They're going to use Starr to humanize Todd and Blair.
This is bad for us, isn't it?
Not if I can help it.
Forget what I said, all right? I was just tripping. You know, I'm gonna make it up to Starr. Apologize. Really? Why not? Pride. You see, with Starr and me, usually honesty helps. Except this time it didn't, so I'm gonna suck up my pride and apologize for arguing. Yeah, but what if that doesn't work? Hopefully it doesn't come to that. All right, well, that's enough male bonding for one day, so I will catch you later. All right, see you. Good luck with Langston. Thanks.
What do you mean?
You may be seated.
How are you doing today, Starr?
I'm okay.
Good. Nervous at all?
Not anymore.
Good. Could you please describe your parents? Tell this court what they mean to you.
I can say that I love my parents more than anything in this world, but that wouldn't be true. They are my world.
Take your time.
My mom has an amazing voice. Seriously, if you heard her sing, she'd make you cry. And I inherited a little bit of her talent. It actually got me the lead in my high school musical last year. I guess that really has nothing to do with this right now.
No, it's absolutely relevant. Nurturing a child's talent is extremely important.
I had the worst time last year in school. Someone was making my life a living hell. I wanted to curl up and disappear. But then this gift that my mom had, that she had given to me, that gift, it meant so much to me. I didn't feel like a loser anymore. I felt special because being Blair Kramer's daughter made me feel special. And my dad, he has had to work for every little thing in his life. Last year, he got the death sentence, and I thought that I was never going to see him again. But then he came back. He came back to us because he loved us so much. Talk about heroes. My parents are like super parents. Sure, they can get annoying. They check my homework and they grill my friends to make sure that they're not bad influences, but they make me feel better about myself. My mom and dad aren't perfect. And they make mistakes. But they don't deserve this. My dad doesn't deserve to have his son taken away from him, Your Honor. So please, just let us take him home.
Thank you for your words here today, Starr.
Judy, please go easy on her.
I am here to make sure you and Michael keep your son.
Okay then, Starr. Just a few more questions and all this will be over, okay? First, I wanted to say you're very brave to take that seat and defend your parents here today. I'm not sure I would have been that brave at 14.
15. And the brave stuff I get from my parents.
Point taken. Tommy's adoptive mother, Mrs. McBain, she's one of your teachers at school, correct?
Yes.
You also babysat for her, right?
Yes.
Having been to their home on several occasions, how would you characterize the McBains as parents?
Well, I would say that they loved him.
Would you say Tommy was happy with them?
Well, that's all he knows.
Your Honor.
Please answer the question.
Yes, Tommy seemed happy with them.
Do you think he would be consistently happy living with your parents?
Of course he would.
Were you happy when you ran away from home in the spring of 2004?
Well, I ran away to be with, I don't know, maybe me and my parents had some problems.
Some problems? I guess you inherited your mom's gift for understatement, too.
Objection.
Sustained.
What happened the next time you tried to run away from home? This time with your boyfriend, Cole Thornhart.
We didn't end up leaving.
Why not?
Because, my dad came and he stopped us.
How did he stop you?
I'm sorry.
What did your father do?
He grabbed Cole.
Where?
Around the neck.
Choking him.
Yes.
Excuse me?
I said yes.
You said earlier this year you were having a rough time at school. Someone was, quote, making your life a living hell. Were you referring to a Brittany Jennings?
Yeah.
Can you please tell the court about an incident at your school at last year's Halloween party involving Ms. Jennings?
Miss Manning, please answer the question.
She rigged this show to embarrass me about stuff that my dad did.
What stuff?
Judge, listen, can we stop this
She
now,
is
please?
a child!
You should have considered that before you allowed her to take the stand. Now sit. One more outburst and you're out of my courtroom.
What did Brittany do?
She made a slideshow telling the whole school that my dad raped someone.
And how did it feel to be known as the child of a rapist?
It was humiliating, but I never wished for another father.
You didn't. But Tommy might. Withdrawn. I'm done with this witness, Your Honor.
This court will reconvene in 10 minutes.
All rise.
Starr.
All right, I'll take care of it.
Hey! You and me? We're gonna go at it.
Come on, Starr, let me take you.
No, Cole, I can't leave him here like this.
Starr.
Dad, I'm so sorry. You know that I didn't mean it. I tried my
No, I
hardest.
know you did. I know you did. You did great. I'm so proud of you. Unfortunately, it's not over. I want you to keep believing in this, okay?
Of course I do.
Okay. Would you mind taking her?
Yes, sir.
I love you.
Love you too.
On the next One Life to Live.
You think I'm lying?
Through your teeth.
Got a problem, but I need your help.
When did you find out that Tommy was Todd Manning's biological son? Did you know the truth and conceal it?
Watch weekdays on ABC, weeknights on SoapNet.